LSU football, a big one. Tigers landed commitment from North Dakota State graduate transfer Jabril Cox, who counts towards the 2020 class. Cox is a three-time national champion, a three-time All-American, and now he heads to Baton Rouge as a linebacker who is immediately eligible. If you'll remember, he joined off the bench earlier in March, around March 5th, talking about why he was leaving North Dakota State.
Yes, I've had a great 4 years at North Dakota State. We've won 3 national titles, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But I think it's time for a new journey, and to enter the transfer portal was a great decision for me to help elevate my game and compete at the highest level.
What are you looking for in your next school?
Yeah, I'm looking for a school that's a winning program.
Check.
What's best to come from North Dakota State to LSU, if that's what I choose. But just a program that will help me succeed as an athlete and also better myself as a player and trying to make it to the next level.
Sounds like we wrapped him up right here on Off the Bench.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Prince.
Kingmaker.
Two-time first-team All-American, had 258 tackles and 14 sacks during his career with the FCS Power North Dakota State. Three-time national champ Jabril Cox heading down to Baton Rouge to play football for his final season. With no baseball in April, LSU head baseball coach Paul Mainieri is looking for hope in an uncertain future. He met with the media on a Zoom call to talk about how he's filling his time that would have been coaching baseball.
I just talk and the screen gets big.
Here is old number one talking about what's going on with the season.
There's still so many things that are up in the air because there's no definitive answers. And I'm still holding out hope as well that maybe the NCAA will look at baseball specifically and give us a little bit more relief when it comes to scholarship numbers and roster size besides the seniors. Because really, if the NCAA wants to do college baseball right, they need to look at our junior class as though that's our senior class. The senior class for softball or another sport where there's not a draft is one thing, but the senior class versus the junior class in baseball is totally different.
More from Mainieri talking about his team staying in shape.
You hate to encourage them or try to tell them that they should be doing something when they don't even have facilities that they can utilize to do the things that they would need to do. Our strength coach gave each of our kids a program that they could do them at their house using their own body weight, so to speak. They don't have to have facilities to work out, trying to just, keep them physically fit. I've talked to a couple of our players that have, found places to hit in batting cages. They're doing what they can do, but I think it's limited what they can do.
More from Mainieri talking about how this is affecting recruiting.
And I think the difference between 5 rounds and 10 rounds is very significant. In our recruiting class, we've probably got 3, maybe 4 guys that I think are capable of being drafted first or second round. Probably have another guy that's probably a 3rd round draft choice. Now, will they be selected there? I don't know. If the draft's only 5 rounds, or will they stick by their guns? Some of them might be, in a major league scouting director's mind, a 2nd round pick, but he's not going to sign unless he gets 1st round money. We see that happen a lot of times.
Yeah, something that we probably under talked about here, Jordy, but it's because I can't really wrap my head around it. Also, I don't normally follow the MLB draft that closely, so it's just tough for me to know what's going to happen. But dropping from 40 rounds to 5, is there a
900
more
players, Durbin said?
Yeah, impactful kind of change in sports, and you look at the trickle-down effect to all these college teams, to recruiting classes, pretty fascinating. And as I said, I can't even begin to make heads of tails of what the kind of ripple effects of that decision will be.
See, this national columnist, Nancy Armour, wrote, "It's dumb and dangerous for the Saints to have their draft headquarters at Dixie Brewery in New Orleans East," but Sean Payton wrote a harsh response to Armour and said she only had 8% of her facts correct in that piece. Some more Saints news from Thursday. Versatile cornerback P.J. Williams, who has found a niche.
What did she think? I didn't read the article. Did she think that they were
I read the article. She obviously had a point to make. She didn't like the decision. She didn't have any facts, though. She really didn't. She didn't
Did you
know
think
that
it was like a public
So it was a
brewery?
bar. She didn't realize it was a
Thought it was gonna be
brewery.
open.
She didn't realize how big the space was. She also made it sound like people could just walk up to it and walk in whenever they wanted. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a private property piece of.
Sure.
It's a situation where you can't just step in and hang out.
I mean, they're not going to have the Saints draft room open to the public? What?
She truly, it
For
was
real?
like she just needed to put out a story and
Sean,
she didn't look
take
into
Patrick
it at
Queen.
all.
Yeah, she took a bit of a shot. Didn't work.
Sean Payton and the Saints came to terms yesterday with P.J. Williams. Over the past 2 seasons, Williams has played nickelback for the Saints. He'll return to the team on a 1-year deal. Earlier this week, Payton was talking about
Chad
some of the evaluations that they had done during the draft, and he spoke specifically about quarterback Jordan Love.
Specifically, we just finished him. I see real good arm talent. I see a player that has got a great release. He can throw from out of the pocket. He can throw inside the pocket. He turned the ball over a lot this season. I think he was above 30 when you looked at his interceptions and fumbles. They had a coaching change, though, that I think hurt him to some degree. But someone that obviously is talented prospect, that is probably going to get drafted, in the first couple of rounds of this draft, first or second round of this draft.
That's interesting because I feel like when we're sitting here this morning to hear him say first or second round, every time we've been here, Jordy, it seems like they're talking about Jordan Love going in the top 15. Maybe even Herbert as well, just because of the desperation for quarterbacks. But I wonder what the Saints would do if he was still on the board there in round 1. I mean, we do know that a few years ago they were ready to draft Pat Mahomes had the Chiefs not traded up to take him.
Pelicans' J.J. Redick and his wife Chelsea announced a partnership with Lineage Logistics, the world's largest provider of temperature-controlled food logistics, to provide meals and jobs to the New Orleans community. They will provide over 1.8 million meals, over 1.8 million meals to New Orleans communities through Feeding American and Second Harvest Food Bank. It will connect displaced Smoothie King Center employees to job opportunities at Lineage as well. Nice job, J.J. Redick and Chelsea
JJ.
Redick